Tonight on Tonight We Race. We race! And then I run very quickly to my pod because I don't think they're waiting for me.
Oh, we are. Oh, that's nice of you. Not for very long.
Yeah, how do we know when you're in?
Oh, I'm in. Go ahead. Only 600 horse on that. It should be fine.
Getting off this mountain one there.
There's a certain inevitability of the downward direction. You think they could put guardrails here?
Anywhere? I'm using rocks as guardrails.
Gotta go.
I'll let you guys go by. Here goes Chris. They did simulate those rocks.
Yeah, the rocks have texture. Not moving the rocks.
I ejected safely into space.
Just have enough mental energy to talk about the format, I will. Look at the dirt section here.
Still back to the dirt section? No comment.
It's not encouraging.
They didn't simulate all the trees, FYI.
Very kind of a cut off fall.
Oh, thank God, a checkpoint. Did you know that the brakes don't work when you're in midair?
I think this is what we're doing in races. Sir?
Aye.
Sir? Sir, I need you to pick direction.
They follow these trees.
they oversteer on heavy braking.
We had to respawn once.
Ow.
Hello.
Buddy. Let him know that I tried to save that man's life.
Lost power myself out of 2 trees.
Summit 1. But now I have to again.
Okay, I rolled across the summit. Well, the anti-summit. Down, like literally rolled, not upside down.
Take those. The second one, not easier.
Down the same 2 trees again. Hey, round 2.
Smart man, at a pace, we slow the fuck down.
last I used 30 seconds.
I just spectacularly
It is a race to the bottom, right?
I gotta remember that nobody knows who's gunning is a viable like gear versus strategy system. Pretty sure that was going to get me over speed on these.
Sir, that is not safe.
This entire track.
Summit.
Holy crap. Oh no, which part couldn't you hear? That's useful context. Any of it? All of it? Oh, couldn't hear us talking to each other. Interesting.
That would be a something.
Working on it.
Can you hear them talk to each other right now?
Can you hear me talking to myself?
I'm talking to myself.
Interesting. Say some more words into your headset there, Shoat.
I can't hear you in my headset, but I can talk in my headset.
Well, that's because I'm currently just on the front mic. Twindigo, how about now? We apparently, the Wednesday night gentlemen were so loud that we tuned the Discord pickup all the way down. That's what you're getting now. Oh boy. Does everybody else? Duffy, are you down?
I'm still making my way.
You can hear Duffy now, though, right? Ooh.
Well, the second go was definitely easier, but...
There we go. Duffy's in pod 3. Yeah,
I feel
sorry,
like
no,
I did way better on round 1.
We had it tuned way down for reasons. We've tuned it back up. Sorry about that. So you couldn't hear any of my grimacing? That was painful.
It definitely flipped it a couple of times.
That is so much more savage on the way down than it is on the way up. Bring us home, Duffy. Bring us home.
So, how many times did you hit 6th gear?
A couple. Thank you for not hitting that guy. All right, good summit. Anti-summit.
Sweet skid.
Okay, let's get on with the show. I am still shaken up. That was an awful lot at 15 Newton meters. With like, you start anticipating the bumps because that they happen and they hurt. It's kind of like riding a horse. You're anticipating the bounce. All right, enough of that. Let's talk about welcoming to Tonight We Race, Seattle's secret underground racing laboratory. Secret because you hate ads and we do too. Underground because none of this crap hits up top. Racing bit, we hope, is self-explanatory at this point. And lab because here on Tonight We Race, we want to expose you to some of the aspects of simulation that you may not have convenient access to. Not all of which necessarily involve racing, so stick around. Maybe you'll see something sharp, like the aluminum edges of our racing pods. I'm Maradine, your host and project lead, and tonight we are operating without a co-host. In fact, it's Saturday, so all of the try-hard crews have off tonight, and we're just playing around. Let's talk about what you just saw. Ba-dum-bum. Get me out of the way. That was the Ford Fiesta Rally Sport WRC, which, as you might imagine, is a rallying machine. This tiny little aluminum monster It makes about 600 horse by turbocharging a tiny little 2-liter inline-4 to within an inch of its life. The RS, as you might expect from its name, was born for rallycross, and so this one puts out power through all 4 wheels and a set of complicated differentials, making it capable of 2-second launches on a surface that supports such lunacy. And the cool thing about this is, in my opinion, that you can actually see a lot of that come through in that segment. There are a lot of segments where you could use the brakes aggressively to lift the rear a little bit so you could get the nose pointed in the correct direction, and then you could slam the accelerator and all 4 wheels lock up, and it's kind of like having a little safety button that says, oh, never mind, we're going to pull you out of that ditch. Obviously, it doesn't work everywhere. We did all of that on the infamous Mount Washington hill climb. Naturally, we didn't think that this was enough, so we added gravity into the mix as well, doing it backwards and hurtling our little Fiestas down the hill, which is, of course, the wrong direction. We started from 6,300 feet at the visitor center. That's 7.5 miles of twists, trees, and sharp drops. We're thankful for the system in iRacing that automatically respawns the car if it begins a fatal dive, because in a fully actuated pod, that's actually pretty traumatic. We will introduce our drivers before the first feature race, but before that, let's go ahead and run the news. We actually weren't going to run the news tonight because Saturday is the night where we do experimental segments, and we had one under development. Unfortunately, it crashed the broadcast machine 5 times out of 5, and we decided that there probably shouldn't be a 6th attempt so close to showtime. So rest assured, we are doing things more interesting than the news, but nothing ready for introduction on a Tuesday or a Wednesday yet. So with that said, let's talk about the very last 911 Dakar. Where is my 911 Dakar slide? There it is. So, Porsche is pretty famous for producing not a whole lot of different cars, and so they produce a whole lot of different variants of the 911. The Dakar was one that was kind of built for driving Seattle public roads. It's on a raised suspension. It's got the 3-liter mill from the 911 GTS of the 992 generation, so it's almost a 500 horsepower, 500 foot-pound twin turbo car. But it's on a great suspension, and it's got this wicked center diff that's almost useful for rally. It's basically like a 959. It's like a modern incarnation of the 959. Anyway, they said they were only going to produce 2,500 of them or so, and this is the very last one. It is hand-painted, make sure I get this right, in gentian blue metallic under signal yellow with a thin line of Lampedusa blue. That is the character line that separates everything there. That color did not exist at Porsche previous to this car. It was developed specifically. It sounds so pretentious, Steve, to explain it like this. It was developed specifically with the customer's input for this car and named after an island where, I don't know, presumably this customer owns the island or something. It's tough to tell with custom 911s. Point being, the last 911 Dakar, which I believe, unlike, for instance, saying things like the last Zonda. This is, of course, the Zonda Cinque, which was the last Zonda before they produced the Zonda Tricolore, which, of course, was the last Zonda before they produced the HP Barchetta, which, of course, was the last Zonda before they produced the Zonda Revoluzione, which of course, well then I guess there was the Revo Barchetta. Point being, this is definitely the last Dakar, and if you want one, well, tough shit, because you can't have one anymore. That's the very last. They do show up on Car and Driver. They do not, Car and Driver, they do in fact show up on Bring a Trailer, and I promise you they do not sell for less than the MSRP, and so, again, good luck. The other piece of news I wanted to cover tonight, a little less about motorsport and fancy cars, although maybe it is anyway. The IC Cars people did a analysis of all the National Transportation Safety Administration's car data over the last couple of years and came to the conclusion of the 23 most dangerous cars on the road. And so they sliced this up in a couple of different ways, but the way we're going to talk about here is fatality of an occupant. What are the 23 most dangerous cars on the road in terms of fatalities to the occupants? Not, for instance, Dodge Ram super cabs running over children and whatnot. Number 1 on that list is the Hyundai Venue, which I don't know that one. My assumption is that it is a moderate to large size Hyundai SUV. Point being, 4.9 times the overall average of fatalities for occupants for this vehicle, followed by the Chevy Corvette, which, let's be honest, that's not necessarily an unexpected item on this list, even that high. Followed by the Mitsubishi Mirage, which was a little bit surprising, followed by the Porsche 911, which, as the survivor of a 911 accident, I can kind of understand why this might be on this list here. The Honda CR-V Hybrid, which I wasn't expecting at all. It's a square box with safety features all around it. I'd be very curious what was contributory to that. And then the Tesla Model Y, despite all of its assist features and other auto driving. The Mitsubishi Mirage G4, which I've been told is a legally distinct Mitsubishi Mirage. The Buick Encore GX. The Kia Forte, and rounding out the top 10, which is all I could be bothered to copy over here, the Buick Envision. And so I do not recommend driving any one of these particular cars if you value the life of your occupants, and that is the safety message for the evening. Good evening, Grims. Welcome to the Grim News, so to speak. Let's talk about the schedule real quick. We are on Saturday crew, which means we are doing nothing of any great importance, and we're not doing it for points. You already saw the open with the Fiesta RS on Mount Washington, the descent. My hands are still tingling from the wheel movement there. Our first race for the night, which on other nights would be worth points, but this one is not, will be the USF 2000 on Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the road circuit. That's going to be a ton of fun. And then finally, the feature race 2 will be the Lucas Oil Pro Light 2 on the Wild West Motorsports Park. And we'll talk about those in a little bit more detail when we get closer to that section. The drivers for tonight, Shoat graciously offering his services in pod number 1. Duffy making his return for Saturday crew on pod number 3, and I have decided to lend my services to pod number 4 since we are short on most Saturday nights, and the reality is I actually don't get to do a whole lot of driving on this project, so Saturday nights are fun for me. Let's talk about the standings. There are none. It's not Tuesday or Wednesday, which brings us to feature race number 1, and I'm going to go ahead and flash the lights in the green room and let them know they can get us all sorted out in here. I don't know if they preloaded the damn pods, these heroes. So we are going to do about 10 minutes of practice or so, and then we'll do closed quali and the race. Tonight's car for the feature race number 1 is the USF 2000. This is most Indy drivers' first step up from karting into kind of the major leagues. It uses the same chassis and the same component framework as the other cars on the road to Indy Series. This little guy has 175 horsepower, but the cool thing is you can continuously upgrade it with better components, and that does 2 things. One, it reduces the cost to teams to put a driver through the paces on the road to the Indianapolis 500, and it also is easier on the pilot, who does not have to continuously relearn newer and newer and newer systems as they move to bigger and better cars. They kind of stay inside the same chassis with the same control framework and the same interior layout, which is really cool. We're going to be doing this cheating our way to the top here, cheating the line. We'll be taking our drivers directly to the pinnacle event of Indy, of course, which is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the 3rd oldest permanent auto racing track on the planet. Since 2000, it has had this really cool road course kind of built out in the center of it, which gets continuously upgraded. This was done for usage by Europeans who prefer turning both left and right in the same evening. The trick paid off, and they convinced Formula One to hold the U.S. Grand Prix there for 7 years straight after its introduction, until politics and money kind of forced the event out of the States until 2012 in Austin. Austin, for the record, is a freaking amazing track, and the fact that it's not gone back to Indianapolis, not really all that big of a deal, point being. So that's us, and now we're going to do it, so we're going to throw this over to the pod quad, as it were. And it's time to get our practice on. Uh-oh, do we have a pod down? Well, that means that I get more practice than they do, which is a change. So I'm going to go ahead and get in my pod.
You have the advanced buttons?
Let's explicitly do the mic check this time. Can someone verify that pod vocal audio is getting through to the front end?
Pod 3.
And pod 1. We can at least hear you. Okay.
Thank you for that. Again, we have to turn it down because the Wednesday crew is much, much louder than we are. Weird. You know, no reason, but does anyone remember where the pit entrance is?
It says pit entrance.
Oh, this one.
Where's the pit exit? This takes forever.
Guess you can brake harder through there. Can you be nailed for speeding while you're serving your speeding penalty? Oh, yes. The team thoughtfully implemented a pit limiter before this time, and I'm going to use that now. Good thing this is the practice session. Just had to park up front, Mara. The pit limiter has thoughtfully been kept on. Tires have to be massive to be at 17 PSI. Let's try that again, shall we?
Hello.
In the traffic. Shoat, are you orange?
Why?
Not me. I'm orange.
They call that an unsafe re-entry. I should probably be taken out of the race. So no anti-locks is what I'm hearing.
Definitely not.
No TCS is what I'm hearing.
Yep, that too.
You should advance this qualifier because I don't think I'm going to get any faster in the grass.
Hey.
Whips around nice, at least. I did say lone qualifier, right? So it's just me and my failures.
I think so.
Remember the pit limiter. Okay, that makes sense. Green, green, green. Staving off the urge to hammer it on the exit. Not the cleanest hot lap in history. You know, I thought the new SimbiCube active pedals were bullshit, but now I'm not so sure. I would really like to feel when those are about to lock up. I'm an Indy driver. It's not a particularly fast lap, but it's a lap nonetheless.
That was definitely a lap.
I'm about 3.5 seconds off pole, which means that I will at least be able to play in traffic. I also get to witness the turn 1 drama from close to the best seat in the house. This will be good.
Oh, I'm going to be in the middle of it, apparently.
Wait, where does it tell me my standing?
Click on results. Bottom left-ish.
You may have to scroll for it.
Solid 2.9 for me.
Note, I don't particularly care if Eric Hudrek gets a clean lap, so go ahead and run it.
Button pushed, I think.
He's getting 129s in practice. I'm sure he'll be fine. Gridding in. Good luck.
There's so many cars.
Maybe they'll be like the trees and it's not real physics.
Why don't you find out and tell us?
I have a feeling I don't have much of a choice.
We still waiting for someone to grid in?
That appears to be true.
Wonder if it's waiting for the spectator pod? Because we're all in.
What would it be waiting for on the spectator pod, and did it do that previously?
It didn't. But, for argument's sake...
Everyone's gridded.
That works. That works.
Green flag, green flag, green flag.
And the merge.
I don't like it when they're this close to me.
Gotta be careful about taking those from them. This is gonna suck.
It'd be fun watching it from the back.
On the outside, Mary, you dog. Not having any of that, I see. Ugly.
about that.
Oh, you're fine. Freaking hell.
I've run out of cars I can dive bomb. I think I have to race now. The wheels with grass on them inexplicably stick less.
Yeah, the grass is deadly.
Well, that took all the pressure of performance off me.
Trying out the grassy tire.
No, it's just open roads and blue skies.
I got stuck in the grass and now I'm getting towed back for 2 minutes. Sitting here in the pits, I can hear some nice faint music playing grandstands.
Gonna get me a hot dog?
I mean, I've got time.
Drives a lot sweeter when you're not locking up the fronts all the time.
Did he just say 122?
Can't be right. Transfers weight great when you're not an animal. I think that's going to be a good one. Well, it felt good anyway. Part of me's like, I should stop locking up the inside wheel, and the other part's like, well, what's it doing anyway? That's what I like to see. I should start driving this 2-foot. Gotta stop hitting that one. They've got the pace on Cisco, but I don't think I have the time. 7:30 on the clock. 5 laps for realistically. World 130. But it would still be awful nice to catch that guy. Which would require me doing less of it. The red mist, as they say. New goal, let's beat 129.9. Obviously not that lap. That's what happens when I think about what the show transition is for the next phase and what slides I have to advance. All right, Mary, put it back together. Good start for a good lap. I have to think race control is going to frown at that. Okay lap. That might have done it. Lousy place to give up time. Finish strong. That might be my fastest entry to this section. That was a workout.
I think I only went off the track 18 times.
Is everybody in?
Yeah, we're done.
Well, would you like to see the results?
Oh, I'm looking at him. I'm exiting.
Yeah, like great best lap, but it's consistency that wins the ball game now, isn't it? Oh, goodness. Thank you for setting that up ahead of time. That helped out a lot. Oh. Well, let's just go clean here. With our racers safely heading back to the green room, it's time for my favorite segment, the Bring a Trailer Challenge. Tonight is for funsies. There are no season points up for grabs, and everybody gets 2 shots because just because there's half the people here doesn't mean I'm doing half the challenge. So let me get my handy dandy clipboard and make sure that I actually have the November 16th run. I do. Let's do one of these and one of these. And then finally, summon one Shoat. Sorry, I know you were doing useful things here, but now you have to do. You can help us test out the brand new.
Yes.
The new dynamic microphone system, which has a much better pickup. Racing ASMR. Shoat, are you ready for your challenge?
Bring it.
Ooh, that was loud.
A trailer. Bring a trailer.
Oh, my goodness. Bonk. Challenge number 1, Shoat.
Oh God.
This Audi A8 long boy or that Audi A8 long boy? Are you ready?
No.
You can actually, what's neat, so this is across generations of the A8L. Big in China, by the way. That is where most of these go. The A8L is the largest of the four-door sedans that Audi makes, and it has been extensively lengthened for people that want their longest car experience, very similar to the Panamera Executive.
Long?
the longest of long boys. Twindigo says that the sounds are much better tonight, so that's good. The silver one has 86,000 miles on it, and this is, of course, driven by Audi's 4.2-liter V8, which might be one of the best engines ever made. It underlined almost every platform they did at one point or another, including use in its naturally aspirated format in both the S5 and the RS5 of its first generations, before they got all weenie and did superchargers for the S's. Finished in silver over black leather, LEDs everywhere, fog lights. It had minor damage to its front bumper in May of 15, and the dealer states that it was likely repainted.
This is the one on the left?
Yeah, still the one on the left. Otherwise, it is exactly what you would expect. It is a relatively clean, relatively good condition 4.2-liter V8 A8L, which is still, like a 4,500-pound car, right? The one on the right, also an A8L, 44,000 miles. This is when the A8 was now powered by the 3.0 turbo. This one is registered in South Carolina, 40,000 miles. It's got the 20-inch 5 double-spoke wheels, which were very, very popular back then. Also LED everything. It's been transitioned to Pilot Sport all-season tires, which are very, very nice. It's got advanced keyless entry, advanced side assist, advanced music, the big MMI, a 180-mile-an-hour speedo, which is pretty wishful thinking on the base level A trim, or A8 trim. And then, of course, that's a 333 horse, 325 foot-pound engine. Obviously, both all-wheel drive. I particularly like the character lines on the 2011. I think that Audi kind of lost the plot in successive generations, including this generation. That's neither here nor there. Point being, the only thing you need to tell me is which one of these two sold for more. And for those of you who have not seen this before, these are real auctions. They closed within 24 hours of each other, and most importantly, they closed within 24 hours of now. So these are fresh.
So what I heard was the 2011 had some damage, but also has a bigger engine.
A bigger and, in my humble opinion, better engine.
2011.
Shoat's going with the 2011.
Taking a chance.
Here we go.
Oh.
It is the 2017 by an exceptional amount, and I can tell you what I think happened here, which is that damaged Audis, especially on the front, no one's willing to believe it was just a bumper. It was just a bumper damage. No, it wasn't just a bumper, clearly.
Yeah.
And also, pushing up towards 100,000 mile on an Audi, it can be a dangerous proposition, especially if it's 13 years old. I wasn't expecting it to be that big of a gap.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
No winners, no points.
No winners, no points.
But you get a second one to redeem yourself.
Oh, good.
You ready?
No.
The 2006 BMW M3 convertible, that is the E46 M3, what many people consider to be one of the best, although the previous two generations are honorable mentions. This is a convertible 6-speed, low mileage example, 17,000 miles on an almost 20-year-old car. And I can tell you, actually, I have a cheat sheet for it. This is, of course, the 3.2-liter straight six that made the M's famous. It's got the most desirable wheels of the generation, the 19-inch double M spokes. They are astounding, especially when they're a raw steel. It's got the Harman Kardon sound system, park distance control, which for a 2006 is kind of rare. Titanium silver metallic, which is, of course, the most common color of any BMW in that era. LED lights, LED taillights, rain-sensing windshield wipers, heated power adjustable, everything, and most importantly for me, it's a 5-speed manual. The SMG, the sequential for that generation of the M3 was just absolute complete garbage, clunky crap. It is matched up against another very low mile example, but considerably younger, BMW 6 Series. However, this is from the era when you could not derive the number of... Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that is a 6-speed. Excuse me, Rella. This is derived from the era when you could no longer tell how many doors a Beamer would have based on its series. So this is the Grand Coupe, which actually means 4-door 6 Series somehow. It's an M Sport, which is BMW saying it's not actually an M, but we'd still like you to pay some money for the badging, which is what you get, badging on your steering wheel and on the side. This is a turbocharged inline 6 3-liter with an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's Alpine white over vermilion red Napa leather, which is kind of a rare SKU. Heated, ventilating everything. Interior appointments include CD changer, heads-up display, which is rare on Beamers, aluminum door sills, anthracite Alcantara headliner, so don't get any oil on it. It's got a 7K red line, which is neat. It's had an oil change within the last calendar year, and this one is actually an all-wheel drive, and so it's still actually pretty quick off the line, despite being not the best engine on the planet. Which of these two do you think went for more?
The one on the right had a lot of features on it, but features don't make a car, especially in 2014. And convertibles, people are irrational about convertibles.
It's not a Spider, so you can't just add 50 grand to the price, but it is a convertible.
I mean, I hate the way it looks, but does everybody hate the way it looks?
You know, that's a controversial topic now that we're down the road in 2024. I think the only thing that made the E46 better was 1/2 generation hence when the eyelids got turned up as opposed to turned down as they wrap around the side, so they got a little bit more aggressive looking. And obviously the M3 chin isn't the most attractive thing in the world, especially when it's been artificially lengthened like the M3 GTR. I still think it's a very attractive car. I think this was BMW at their best.
Yeah, probably.
But it's not my opinion.
It isn't.
People on the internet.
I'm gonna go the convertible.
Shoat's going with the M3. And I'm going to be honest with you, buddy, I don't remember. And so I'm right there with you. But it's not. $6 grand.
Good thing it doesn't count today.
I disagree with this pretty substantially. I think this is one of the best examples of the best handling sedans of that era. Versus like just Joe frickin' random branded 6 Series. And you know, if you need those second set of doors, like, okay, I get it, but the car on the left is kind of at its plateau value, and if kept well, will go up, and the car on the right is going to find its way through 4 more owners, and then it's going to be done. So, unfortunately, Shoat, no winners, no points.
Big fat zero.
And now you have to bring me Duffy.
Good luck, Duffy.
I would have gone with the M3. Can't even feel bad about that. Duffy, welcome back.
I'm back.
Duffy, no stranger to AV stuff, a natural with the microphones. Duffy, plug your music thing.
I have a music thing. I make electronic music under the name Planar Drift. It's pretty hard to find any of it on the internet because I haven't recorded a lot, but there is some stuff out there on Bandcamp.
And you play live shows.
Play live shows, live hardware.
It is breathtaking to watch, especially in the rain. Electronica.
I was undercover, thankfully.
Here's what I got for you. You ready?
I am ready. Although I called that last one wrong, so maybe I'm not ready.
A 65 Vet convertible or a 69 Stang convertible. So,
Can I phone a friend? My uncle would know this.
Yeah. So this is like, I feel like Space Punies from Tuesday and Wednesday needs to answer this one, or maybe Goals. So the vet is 80,000 miles shown, but it's a refurb, so we're not sure if that's its real Odo or not. It's a C2. It was acquired by the current owner in 21. It's got an AM/FM radio, 15-inch rally-style wheels. Everything's obviously fiberglass from that era. In the factory, it was silver pearl, but they refinished it to red in the 90s for some reason or another.
Because it's a Corvette thing.
It's got flip-up headlights, which some people go gaga over. It's got some paint cracks and scratches in the rear window hardtop, which is just that's what happens to hardtops. Cabin was refreshed in 21 and features 2 buckets upholstered in black leather. 3-spoke steering wheel framed with a 160 mile an hour speedometer, which seems a little bit aggressive for the 350 cubic inch V8 that was reinstalled in 2015 per the seller. Had a whole bunch of engine refurb also in 2019. It looks like it's been kind of under continuous refurbishment for the last 10 years
constant
or so. 2-speed
upgrades.
Power Glide automatic transmission, which was resealed in 2019, and the mufflers were replaced in 2018. That's the vet. The Stang was acquired by the seller in 80. This is also a 350, technically 351 cubic inch Windsor V8. It's got a replacement 3-speed automatic transmission from the original, and the car was refinished in white. So it's a full refurb, basically. Interior trimmed in black. Equipment includes power-operated black soft top. Power-operated black soft top in 1969.
Yeah, some Elvis sort of stuff there.
Replace the floor pans, replace the quarter panels. The wheels are original AM/FM bucket seats. 120 mile speedo, which is a much more realistic thing to put in a 1969 car. The 5-digit odometer says 50,000 miles. The 5-digit odometer says 50,000 miles.
Look at those brake pedals and see how worn they are.
The engine was replaced in 19. I think I said that already. It had a tune-up in 23, and this is a 3-speed automatic versus the 2-speed automatic on the vet.
Yeah, so neither one of these is like pristine.
Like none of these are not showing up at Pebble Beach.
These have all been gone through and had whatever. The fact that the floor pans in the Mustang were replaced
No, they seen some shit.
is kind of a like, what did the rest of that body look like before it was resprayed?
Well, Rella says that he has to go with the vet because he's a Chevy person.
I mean, I'm leaning towards the vet just because I just don't think that there's I don't know. I don't know my Mustang people, I guess. I just feel like there's more of a market for the Type 2 vet out there than an old Mustang.
Well, let's see if your logic pays off.
It did. By
20 grand.
20 grand.
20 grand on the vet.
I wouldn't expect it to be that. Well, I guess I really didn't know for either one of them, but
I think
I wouldn't pay $30,000 for that Mustang.
So Grimm's logic here is it's the Stang because Stang weirdos have more money than classic vet weirdos. That may be true. I don't have a thing for either of these cars. In fact, I have mild dislike for both the Mustang and the Corvette. However, I could say that I think the Mustang is considerably more attractive of the two. I think that is a good-looking car. I think the front of that car is hot.
It is, yeah, that is a pretty iconic front clip.
And I think the vet, I think that's only special to vet people.
Yeah.
But there was a vet person to bring a trailer that night because it went for 20 grand more. So let's move on. Your second challenge of the night. A 5,000 mile 488 or an 88 911 turbo. Every time we're in here doing this challenge, we're like, yeah, like, I know it's a great 911, but like the one that the people really put the posters up in their childhood bedroom is a 911. This is
like
that.
the poster
This
that
is
I would
that
have seen
car.
at Spencer's when I was a kid.
Yep. So the Ferrari,
The whale tail and everything.
the seller is quick to point out that it was optioned with $80,000 worth of options, which include titanium exhaust, blue Tour de France exterior finish, carbon fiber exterior and interior accents, Daytona-style gold raking racing seats. This is a twin turbocharged 3.9-liter V8 paired with a 7-speed F1 dual-clutch automatic transaxle, 20-inch split alloy Stokes. It's got yada, 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 like just when you go down the list of weird Ferrari shit. But most importantly, ceramic composite brakes. It's got a magnetorheological dampening system, which means that there's just loose metal in the shocks, and you can tune the magnetic field to figure out how hard they are, which is kind of cool. Although I believe that
yeah.
Chevy introduced that in the 80s. Clean Carfax, got a battery tender, clean Georgia title. Dreisel, I'm with you there. Specified with Alcantara, we talked about. So that's a 661 horse, 561 foot-pound. That's pushing hypercar territory.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
extreme supercar. All right. The 911. Oh, I love it when they do this. The seller has suggested that the original MSRP was $329,000. I love it when they do that. All right. The turbo, 25,000 miles, shown. It was originally sold via Circle Porsche in Long Beach. It is a 3.3 liter flat sinks with an obvious turbocharger, 4-speed manual transactional and mechanical limited slip diff, Bilstein dampers, cross-drilled brake rotors, 16-inch Fuchs wheels. It has a retroactive Porsche communication. So Porsche makes this thing called the Classic Communications Management System, which is basically a way to get PCM in your car if it's an old one. So they've retroed real AV into the car.
Nice.
And now that Conan has introduced us to what dry ice blasting is, I can say with confidence that it's been dry ice blasted on the undercarriage. This is the real deal, the 930 Turbo, clean Arizona title. The color is dark blue. The 9600 Subi, 6700 Redline, 170 mile an hour speedo, analog clock, all the normal stuff. When it was new, it was factory rated at 282 horse and 278 foot-pounds of torque, so less than half of the Ferrari. And that's it.
Yeah, but 280 in 1988. That was
a lot.
Horsepower.
And again, like this was the one. This is what stood head to head with the Testarossa and the Countach. Like this was the trio of supercars. Unfortunately, now you have to make a decision, which is to tell us which one of these went for more.
Old supercar or semi-modern supercar.
The answer may surprise you, or may not.
In a lot of ways, I could see this going either way. Because, well, one, I don't really know Ferrari markets. I have no idea what used Ferraris go for. I guess I don't really know the Porsche market either, if I'm being fair.
We have established in previous episodes that both Ferrari people and Porsche people are completely nuts.
Yeah. I think just given the collectability of the Porsche, that it's the Porsche.
I hope in my heart of hearts that you are right, because here's the answer. $6,000 off.
Just barely off.
So there's a couple things
yeah.
going on here. The first of which is, would you like to know an efficient way to lose $100,000 in 8 years?
There you go.
That Ferrari is the way to do it. You want to know an efficient way to make $200,000 in 20 years? 30 years?
It's like planting a tree.
Just like planting a tree. This was an extreme example, but I am amazed that the 88, like all of the original 911 turbos are still effectively untouchable on the aftermarket, unless you are willing to spend new GT3 money on a 30, 40-year-old car, right?
Your childhood.
Yeah. Which, if you're made of nothing but money, your childhood's probably kind of important to you, because I'm guessing you didn't really get to have one. So, on to Feature Race 2. You guys want to set up, and I will talk about what we're doing. Ooh, is that what we're doing? Hold on a second. What have I done? Yep. All right. Well, our final race of the night isn't so much a race as a mud fight. We'll be driving, big breath for effect, the Lucas Oil Pro 2 Light Off-Road Racing Truck. This is the baby version of the truck in iRacing. It's running a mere 400 horsepower to the rear wheels only. And so it's big and bouncy, but importantly, it can take an impact from any direction. Its suspension travel is massive, its shocks are powerful, and it can take hits from other cars, which will happen. It's meant to be a little bit of a hot mess at all times, and if we're going to do this sort of truck, then we thought we would take it to a place where it's appropriate, such as the Wild West Motorsports Park in Sparks, Nevada. There isn't really much to sell here. It's a dirt mountain with 4 drift-worthy hairpins and enough jumps to get even the most locked-down sim racing pod loose from violent motion. And that's why we're doing this as the last race of the week, because we expect that someone's going to have to hang out and check all the bolts afterwards. And with that said, it sounds like all the actuators are powered up, so I am going to go head over and do that thing. There we go.
Myself with the headset too, just for good measure.
I check.
This is a sequential, right?
Yep.
Ooh, boy, howdy.
How is that a pit? Yeah, that's quite the pit, isn't it?
You know what? I'm back, and I don't have a black flag anymore. What do you think of that, race control?
Turns out all of this track is a pit. We're literally in a pit.
I don't want to go down the hill too fast.
Don't mind me, I'm just doing donuts in one of the corners.
I have no expectations, man. I've never driven something like this.
If I were good at driving, maybe I would use a handbrake.
Likes the counter steer. You can feel that. Was that helpful?
Oh yeah, the handbrakes work.
I don't feel like there's enough torque to drift it.
Just gotta wrap those revs out.
Alright, I'm good. Whenever you're ready.
Yes, get to stop. Oh no.
It's much of the Swedish flick.
Oh, I don't have the buttons on this one.
Did you say it didn't give you the button?
No, but I use the command.
You can kind of sort of drift it. Doesn't help that I'm not good at drifting at all.
Yeah, you can definitely flick the back ends around and then kind of drift out.
Have a good quali.
Yeah, I've got the flick down. I don't have the what do you do next part.
Maybe I should stop trying to drift it and just drive it like a car. Is that all it took? The magic words, I'm not going to drift you? Jesus Christ. How do you get into the pit? Did we get back in the pit?
Good luck.
I thought it was kind of over back in there. Is that a... How do I get back up there? I'm lost. I'm just going to exit.
I just exited qualifying.
Relatively tight spread. Good luck, nerds. Wait, rolling start? No. Who set this up?
One left to green. Line up on the right side. Everyone's gridded. Closed. Pit road is closed.
Thanks, Shoat. You're the Lord's work.
We'll start nice and slow.
Now we're good.
Oh, we're in.
There it is. He's going off over there. okay back there?
Made it out alive.
What if we drifted, but like into each other?
Getting the hang of drifting, and I'm just not sure it's doing anything for me. Man, this thing could take a hit. Keep going for fourth. There is none. Well, I can tell you what happens if you leave the course. That was not the best failure mode.
But the leader is pitting. I assume that was not on purpose.
It is an accurate description of what has happened, just not under whose power it was.
You're back in second. The next car's the leader.
Didn't realize there was a brake class on this guy. Am I really getting pit service too? What if we give you a gallon of gas? Oh god.
Am I just caught on this fence?
That's it, go.
Well, I'm in the pit as well.
We got 42 seconds to.
Oh, I'm still here for a minute. Don't run to a fence.
Leader is coming up with you. Do not attack. The leader is running 1.091.
I can hold 42 through a drift back there. I should see what playing that straight looks like.
Okay, go.
Speeding in the pits, what the hell?
I agree, that's a safety issue.
Come in for the black flag or you'll be disqualified. Three, two, one. Right here.
I really don't need them to service my car. What the hell?
It's a bit of a core workout. That's gonna cost me. idea is to be straight by the time you get to the end of that curve. Six minutes to claw back 40 seconds. Gotta stop doing that. There's nothing over there, I checked.
At least I flipped all the way around, so I don't have to go to the pit again.
Great, I was using that to see. think my wing stream just came up. I can see!
Is there a button for that?
Yeah, it gives you a nice reset every once in a while.
Well, I'm already ruining the new one, so. Not today, Duffy.
White flag. One more left to go.
I actually won something.
I needed 10 more laps and it wasn't gonna happen. It's almost fun to drive in a stately manner.
Yeah, I'm just doing a nice victory lap right now.
Mental note, find key binding for rip-off windscreen.
Yeah, I need that too. Also, I need a button to tell the pit crew to not do anything.
You can do that through the dialogue that we set up in the black box. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, there's a couple of checkboxes, but there's...
Like, you want a single button that says pit crew fuck off.
Yep. Like, it says that there's fast repair, and there's 255 remaining. What the hell?
Fast repair doesn't fix tow time.
5, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Right here. Okay, the race is over. Bring it on in.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh my goodness. That is all the time we have, and also, I suspect, all the energy we have on Tonight We Race. Shout out to our excellent drivers and to all of the volunteers and other support staff that make this strange project possible. Tonight We Race is a community activity. We play as a community, talk as a community, and we frequently source our content from the community. That means we'd love to hear from you, and the best place you can do that is, of course, our Discord, linked in the About section of GEM. If you can keep your nose clean on the track and your language relatively clean for the kids, we'd love for you to add your wheels to ours in the cold open race every session, and the Discord is, of course, where you can get that information. You may have also noticed that we have these racing pods here, and every so often one or more of them is empty for a variety of reasons. If you reside in the greater Seattle area, are able to be scheduled reliably, play better or play well with others, and are willing to sign a code of conduct, a safety briefing, a liability waiver, and a talent release, there may be some pod time for you. This is a volunteer role. You help us make the show better. and we let you sit in the bouncy chair for a segment or two. The Discord, again, is where you get started with that process. Thank you again, everyone, and we will see you on, I guess, Tuesday for week 3 of the Tuesday Crew, followed by Wednesday, week 3 of the GT4 League, and we are over halfway complete with our first season of Tonight We Race. We will see you next week.